The day Armand Vale decided to disappear from his own mansion, the sun was already high, pouring gold through the tall glass windows as if the house itself was on display for judgment. He was a man who owned companies, skyscrapers, and influence, yet his heart trembled over one simple fear: whether the woman he planned to marry truly loved the two little lives that depended on him. That fear grew sharp and unbearable the moment he realized wealth could hide many things, but it could never hide the truth of how someone treated children when no one important was watching. Before the story goes further, take a moment to pause. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that remind us what truly matters in life, please like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel Dreams Dairy. Your support keeps meaningful stories alive. Armand had built his fortune quietly, rising from a childhood of loss. His wife had passed away during the birth of their twins, leaving him alone with two fragile lives and a grief that never fully healed. The twins, Ariv and Meher, were 6 years old now, bright-eyed, curious, and gentle, carrying their mother's warmth in their smiles. When Armand became engaged to Lena Roth, a woman admired in social circles for her elegance and charity events, he believed fate had finally offered his children a new mother figure. Lena spoke beautifully about family, about love, about how she adored children. Yet something in Armand's heart remained uneasy, especially when he noticed how her smile softened for cameras but hardened in quiet moments to test the truth without wealth or power interfering. Armand made a decision few would dare. He announced an urgent business retreat and left the mansion. But instead of traveling abroad, he moved into the staff quarters under the identity of a distant property auditor. Disguised in simple clothes, with no sign of luxury around him, he observed his own home from the shadows during the bright, ordinary days when masks slipped easily. What he saw in the first week unsettled him. Lena maintained her charm in public areas, especially when guests visited during daytime luncheons, ensuring the twins were dressed perfectly and silent. But when the sun climbed higher and the house emptied, her patience faded. The children were often ignored, instructed to stay in their room so they would not disturb her routines. Their laughter was treated as noise, their questions as inconvenience. Armand watched from corridors and reflected surfaces, his chest tightening each time his children's faces dimmed slightly more. Amid this quiet cruelty stood one unexpected soul, the housemaid Nyla Karim. Nyla was in her early 30s, with tired eyes softened by kindness and hands roughened by years of honest work. She had joined the household only months ago, unnoticed by most. But to the twins, she became a quiet refuge. During sunny afternoons when Lena rested or left for appointments, Nyla would sit with Ariv and Meher near the garden windows, telling them stories, helping them with drawings, or simply listening. She shared her modest lunch with them, wiped their tears when they felt forgotten, and reminded them gently that they were loved. Armand observed these moments with growing emotion. Nyla never knew she was being watched. She never exaggerated her care or sought approval. Her kindness flowed naturally, like daylight through open curtains. One afternoon, when Meher fell and scraped her knee while playing, Lena scolded the child for being careless and walked away. It was Nyla who lifted Meher gently, cleaned the wound under the bright kitchen light, and held her until the sobs faded. Armand turned away that day, tears burning behind his eyes. The breaking point arrived on a clear morning when Armand overheard Lena complaining that the twins were a burden, obstacles to her future lifestyle. Her words, spoken casually, sliced through him more sharply than any betrayal in business ever had. In that moment, he knew the truth he feared had revealed itself completely. The next day, under the same daylight that had witnessed everything, Armand returned to the mansion openly. His presence stunned the household. Lena rushed to greet him, draped in affection and rehearsed warmth. But Armand's eyes were calm and distant. He asked the twins to sit beside him in the living room, sunlight illuminating their faces. Then he spoke, not in anger, but with quiet finality. He ended the engagement, explaining that love for children was not proven by words or appearances, but by how they were treated when no reward was watching. Lena's protests echoed hollowly as she left, taking her elegance with her but leaving behind a house that suddenly felt lighter. Later that afternoon, Armand called Nyla forward. She stood nervously, unaware of how deeply she had changed the course of his life. He revealed everything he had seen and thanked her, not with grand speeches, but with genuine respect. He offered her a new role, not just as an employee, but as a trusted guardian presence in his children's lives. Nyla cried silently, overwhelmed, her kindness finally seen as days passed. The mansion transformed. Laughter returned during sunlit mornings. Arif and Meher grew more confident, their joy no longer restrained. Armand, freed from doubt, became more present, understanding that true wealth was not measured in assets but in the safety and love surrounding his children. Just before the ending, a special request. Please comment your thoughts below and share what this story made you feel. Near the end of the story, if your heart felt heavy, warm, or inspired by the quiet power of kindness, please like, comment, and share this video so more people can feel the same emotion. Stories like this remind us that the smallest acts, done in daylight without applause, often reveal the truest character of all. Under the bright sun that once exposed painful truths, Armand found something greater than certainty. He found hope reborn, carried gently by the hands of someone who never knew she was changing a destiny.